G'day. Hey, each week, I'm going to start sharing what I've been up to in my sales leadership consulting business. I often get asked by clients and prospects and friends and family, what do you get up to? What does your week look like? And what's interesting? What's not so interesting? What's the gossip? So, anyway, I'm going to share some things, and I'm back for the first week this week. So we'll talk through what I've been up to in this past week. Monday was my first day back on the job. I work from a shared office space in Ponsonby in Auckland here, just off Ponsonby Road. I've got some great buddies, some very clever and fun businesses sit around me. There's probably 100 people in this shared office space, and there's some good hustle and bustle and carry on that goes with that. So yeah, it's got a real good buzz, including my neighbouring workmates from sharedspace.co.nz. It's led by Matt, and there's Sam, Saskia and Will that work in that team, marketing and selling shared office spaces, which is quite interesting in its own right. So this week, on Monday, I'd already ridden 30 Ks in the morning, went along the waterfront. Then it's part of my health kick and get some cardio under my belt, because I do a lot of walking, but that doesn't really get me huffing and puffing too much, but certainly on the bike does, and it's low impact. So I'm quite enjoying that. I used to be a runner and run quite a lot, but the bones, the hips, the knees and all those joints providing quite a bit of a struggle these days to keep intact. So following my morning exercise, I do 25 sit-ups. On Monday, I'd completed my 742nd day in a row of sit-ups, and also do some push-ups, only 10 of them, but each day do 10, and I started doing that consistently 42 days ago. So that's part of my routine. So anyway, prior to Christmas, I'd written down a number of business tasks to complete on my return from holiday. So I went through this list on Monday and started knocking off those tasks. It was quite good to make that list before Christmas, because then I didn't carry it in my head through Christmas and into the new year. I'd written that down all before Christmas to get on with on my first day back. So I've got a 3-series webinar coming up for sales people, some leaders, some CEOs and the like. So I've been completing the preparation for that webinar series, and I'll be launching that. I've reviewed on Monday, I was reviewing my sales plan and budgets for the current year, 2026. I do have that reviewed quarterly through my QBRs, which I also wrote up my own QBR on Monday, and I'll actually run that through myself next week to check I'm on track. But most importantly was that sales plan and the budgets for the year ahead, in terms of new clients, the prospects, who to work with, who not to work with, and all those sorts of cool things. I reviewed my sales prospects in my CRM, and I began personalised reach out. I don't need 50 clients. I only need a handful at any one time, and it's certainly quality over quantity. So personalised reach out and follow up is my best approach, but I do run that through CRM, so it keeps me in the game there. And then I've got a new SaaS client that I've started work with this week. So on Monday, I was onboarding myself with the usual Office 365 sign-ins, as well as HubSpot CRM, Notion, and Miro. So that kept me busy on Monday. I also attended some website inquiries, which had come in over the break. One of which was a Wellington Tech security system business, and he is looking for a fractional BDM, so a fractional business development manager, as opposed to myself being a fractional sales manager or sales leader. He's Wellington based, as I said, and he was looking for an Auckland BDM who's got a network and the like. So I've given him some advice and direction there, and also provided him with some people that he could tap, and I've contacted those people to bring those two groups together. So that was Monday. That's pretty busy. On Tuesday, I went for a walk in the morning, 6K walk, knocked that off, did my 25 sit-ups and my 10 push-ups. I was back on the tools providing my sales leadership consulting to a new SaaS client, and that's for 2 days per week for the next few months. So best described as sales or fractional sales leadership. This client's mature and they want to lower their CAC. cost of acquisition with their clients, and they will naturally want to increase their revenue, which would help with their profitability. They have some great cross-sell and upsell solutions in their wheelhouse, which would be the quickest way to achieve their increased revenue with client stickiness and delivering even more value. So plenty of opportunity there. On Wednesday, I was back on my bike, out the door at 6:30, took a different route and rode around some suburbs, completed 20 Ks on the bike, completed my sit-ups, did my push-ups, and back into the day. So I had some follow-up meetings with a client I was completing a sales engagement with prior to Christmas. So got through those meetings. Then there was more to talk about, or there will be more to talk about here in February on that piece, that engagement. And I also did some further testing for some upcoming sales webinars, the comms, and continue to polish and rehearse presentations. As we know, presentations and rehearsals are very important. The All Blacks don't just turn up on a Saturday and lose a test match or win a test match. They practice during the week, right? So Thursday, yesterday, so I completed my morning 6K walk, did my 25 push-ups, 10 sit-ups, showered, then I jumped on the bus. Don't often go on a bus, but it's quite convenient when you just want to go downtown in Auckland, and the tap and go with your credit card on your phone or your watch. So that took me downtown, back into Wynyard Quarter, in fact, where there's plenty of hustle and bustle going on there. Yesterday and probably every day. 1NZ, the telco down there now, HP been there forever, as of Microsoft, Datacom, ASB, Apple, and other tech companies. And it was quite enlightening working down there with one of my clients. So it's great to see people dressed up for work and spending money in the cafes and the local businesses. Then today, I'm rehearsing my mid-pick workshops. I've got those scheduled in a couple of weeks' time with a client. So taking them through sales methodology with mid-pick. And then I've also been working on onboarding myself with a second new client, which starts next week. So they're actually a fantastic organisation. I've done some work with them previously and during the year last year. IT reseller, well established, 20 plus years, 80 odd staff, multiple branches, really good with their sales relationships, good on a service. They're in the process of implementing HubSpot CRM, as well as some clever tech to manage their clients' tech and SLAs much better. So just helping them with their sales culture, really. They've got a great culture in their business, but it's service, relationship, happy client culture. But in terms of a sales process and sales disciplines, there's some opportunity to work on there. So this morning, I've completed my bike ride, managed 20K, just went around the suburbs, actually, down to waterfront for a little bit, around the CBD, back home, completed my 25 sit-ups and my 10 push-ups following that. So, bike stats, did 70K Monday to Friday this week, did 18 or so K walking, up to 746 sit-ups, 746 days of sit-ups in a row now, and the push-ups, they're at 45 days in a row now. So pretty good. Good week. So thank you. Thanks for listening. I'll be back next week to tell you some more stories.